Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey, where now it's going to be life and tequila, at least for this video. So if you haven't watched my first video of this whole batch, it was the Yellowstone Toasted Barrel, where I kind of talked about the trials and tribulations I had with dealing with Keg and Barrel once again. That was my third order from them. That is the third screw up that they had. Now, most all the times, including this time so far, all the screw ups have been remedied. Although this one, they told me they would, charge me for bottles they sent me that I didn't order if I didn't ship them back. But they were supposed to include a return shipping label, which they did not when I actually got the bottles that I did order. So I'm just sitting here waiting. It's been over a month and a half. I have heard nothing from them. I've spent several hours trying to contact them originally, going back and forth, trying to figure out what to do. And they said they were going to send a shipping label with the bottles that I actually ordered with this order. The bottles I received were bottles from a previous order, which I had already received once. And so they said, hey, send them back. If you don't send them back, we'll charge you for them. But they didn't include the shipping label with the bottles that I actually had ordered. And so I'm just sitting here in limbo. I'm done trying to contact them. I'm done wasting my time. So I'm waiting for them to either A, ding my credit card for $100 and some odd dollars worth of whiskey, at which point I'm going to deny the credit card bill and we'll have a conversation with them once again. Or B, right off into the sunset, and 6 months from now I'm going to crack open those bottles and enjoy my whiskey that hopefully is free. One or the other. We'll see how it goes. But what started the whole thing was I wanted to get this Adictivo Tequila because I had some at a Christmas party. I had a Doble Reposado, which somebody picked up here locally. It was like $62 or something like that, which would have been fine. But then, of course, I went on Keg and Bottle, and they had this 3 tequila not really a collection, but they had bundled these 3 bottles together. And it was $149 for all 3 bottles. Of course, if I want free shipping to Wyoming, I have to buy $300 worth of stuff. So that got me to buy the Sagamore 10-year, the Old Dominic Cask Strength, and this Smoke Eye Hill. Oop, there goes my light. 5-year Blue Corn Barrel Proof. Which, those 3 happen to be on my list of bottles to get, and so $300 and some odd dollars later, here I am. But all because I wanted to get this Adictivo. Now, this is another thing. In the description of the 3 bottles, it did say Doble Reposado. But what I got was just the regular Reposado, the Anejo, and the Plata. So that's what we're going to review. I've already tried them. I like them. Some of the things that are disputed about Adictivo is that they don't say that they have additive. But let me tell you, they have additive. They're sweet and smooth and delicious. That's unfortunate for the additive people. But for people who actually want something that's enjoyable to drink, go do it. If you like tequila and you're not a hardcore tequila person, these are perfectly great. These are gateway tequilas, I would say. They are kind of spendy, $40, $50, $60. But like, I really like even cheap tequila. Like, I like the agave tequila flavor, which this does have, but it's not overwhelming, and it has sugar and other additives in it, probably glycerin and stuff, that really kind of balance it out. So I mean, it's like its own cocktail in a glass. Okay. Plus, super cool bottles. They're kind of corkscrew shaped there. Let's just make sure I'm recording. Yeah. Okay. And then in the top, when you pop the cork, Trying not to spill all over the place. There's a little stopper in here because there's actually, I don't know, an ounce or 2 ounces in the corks as well, which I think is pretty cool. Because I'm a dork, and dorks think stuff like that's cool. But we're gonna start with the Plata or Plata. These are all ringing in at 40 proof, or sorry, 40%, 80 proof. It does say 100% agave. Of course, it's made in Mexico, which, you know, the hard and fast with the rules, right? It says product of Mexico, produced and bottled by Leticia Hermanillo. Boy, I can't read that. Both my eyes are crappy and the lighting is terrible. But there you go. We'll go with that. And this is numero botella. Numero. So batch number 119714. HO in Mexico. Mexico? Alright, so here we go. So this is the Plata. Oh man. Okay. It smells like tequila and like agave, which I love. You wouldn't know it because I never order it, but tequila and me, good friends. When I've gone to Mexico and a couple of times throughout my life, even cheap, nasty tequila, I like. But yeah, you got good agave on there. You got good, so it's agave and ethanol, very clearly. It also has, okay, probably not a good sign, but it has a little bit of hint of, like, when I was running a distillery or working in a distillery and running the still, like when you did a fresh cut of grain, like corn whiskey, there's a very distinct sweet alcohol, like a sour mash smell that would come out with the alcohols that would come out, and has that on the back end. So here we go on the taste. Yeah, I mean, anybody who doesn't think that they would like tequila, you drink this, you get a bit of the agave on there, but man, it sweetens up, smooths out. There's definitely additives in this, so if that's a big concern of yours, don't get this. But if you want something to try and enjoy, I would just sip this all day long. Yeah, this is just good sipping stuff. Very sweet. You get some of that agave characteristic in there. All right, let's see here. I think does it say Tipo de Rio yeah. In Mexico. I don't think Anejo says how many años, how many years it's in the barrel. And I know I looked this up. It did say, so we're gonna, I think the Anejo is the oldest. We're gonna go with the Reposado next. We're gonna do these in different glasses, I think, just so we can go through these. So this is the Reposado. The Doble Reposado was the one that I had that got me started down this rabbit hole, and that one was fantastic. And oh, here's another thing. So even here on this tag, it says Doble Reposado right there. It says Reposado Tequila 100% de agave Doble. Oh, it says, sorry. It doesn't say Doble Reposado. My bad. Forgive me. It says Doble. I'm speaking the Spanish. It doesn't say doble anything. It says double rested. This tequila has been aged through a double barrel process, first in white oak barrels, allowing for a slow and controlled maturation, then transferred to different barrels of the same wood, intensifying the interaction with the oak surface and enhancing its aromatic complexity. A refined expression with reposados, which I don't know a whole lot about tequila. That might be just what a reposado is. But, okay, so this one smells less like tequila than the Plata and more like a corn whiskey. Again, that same note that I was saying, that sourness that I was saying kind of was in the back end of the nose on this one. Kind of that's all I'm getting out of this. There's a little something else in there, but I can't quite put a name to it. But let's go in on it. Oh man. It drinks like a candy corn. There's a lot of sweetness to it. It's almost like a candy corn. You still get that agave on the back end of it, that distinctive. Like when you think of tequila, both the smell and the taste, that taste at least still comes out in the flavor profile, but it's a lot sweeter. It's a lot more candied than Jose Cuervo or one of those other tequilas. And it's so much more approachable for that reason. So it's nice, it's sweet, it's super smooth, no bite whatsoever. Yeah. Oh man, there's almost like a little bit of a caramel corn or a buttered popcornness to it, along with all those sweet flavors. I mean, come on, it just tastes good. Like I said, these are all things that I could sit and sip on, no problem, and just enjoy. These are not things that I'm going to be making a whole lot of drinks with, or I'm going to be sitting there and like I said, I know that there's additives to this. I know that this is not like top shelf, whatever. But as far as an experience goes, as far as like an enjoyment goes, these are pretty all right. And also with these next to each other, you can see the color differences. There's probably color additives in these. There are really no rules when it comes to tequila, I think, other than it has to be made in Mexico. So aside from that, I don't think there's really any laws or rules that govern it here. And yeah, I mean, Anejo, let's see what this has. Okay, getting a little more something out of this. Yeah, actually, to be honest with you, it's just smelling. Boy, it dripped all over the place. It's smelling just more alcohol. It doesn't have that distinctive tequila smell to it. If I'm being honest, not a whole lot there. There's just alcohol. That's about it. But we're going in. Okay. There's a little bit more of the barrel impact coming through on that, but honestly, between these two, not a whole lot of difference. There is some. To a discerning palate, you can pick it out. But additives, it really covers up a lot. There's a little bit more of the barrel oak impact in there, kind of coming through mid palate, but mostly just sweet, smooth, easy drinking. A little bit of it kind of has that same graininess of a new make coming off of a still. Um, I don't know. I mean, here's what I'll say. If I were you, don't get 3 bottles if you're not super into tequila or if you're just not looking to spend that much money on it. Pick a bottle. I would go with either the Reposado, the Doble Reposado, or the Anejo. Any of them are fine. These are Adictivos. If you want something you can enjoy, I highly recommend them. They're sweet. They're easy to drink. A lot of people are gonna like them. If you want to mix them, you can. You know, they're more expensive than your $20 Cuervo or some of your bottom shelf tequilas. But just know that you're not getting like the most tequila experience that you can. Forget the one my hunting partner mentioned that he gets. He's pretty big into tequilas these days, and there's one that he's getting that is no additives, no anything. I think he said it was like 60 or $80 a bottle though. I'm probably out on that for as much as I drink tequila. Like obviously whiskey's my jam, so that's where I'm gonna spend my money. But if you just want like one bottle, you're gonna pay somewhere between $40 and $60 for it. Yes, it's sugared up, it's sweetened, it's whatever. But if you're not hardcore into the tequila scene, I think that you really enjoy this. This is just easy drinking. You can pour it, you can pour it neat. You can make a drink with it. If you want to do daiquiris or strawberry daiquiris, and what's the other drink? This is bad on me. I can't even think of what the other drinks are that you make with tequila. But anyways, if you wanted to make those, these would be great for that kind of stuff. And you want to just sit and drink them neat. This is the way to go. So, like I said, they're $40 to $60. I bought them as a 3-pack. It was $149 on Keg and Bottle, and that comes out to $49.60, something like that. So there you go. Drop in the comments down below. I know this is a whiskey channel, and I didn't really review these all that intricately. There's not a whole lot of difference that I could taste on them because of the sweetness kind of covering up a whole bunch of what may or may not be going on in there. Good, bad, otherwise, I don't know. But as far as like just the drinking experience, I kind of like them. So there you go. Drop in the comments down below what your experience with these are. If you would drink them, if you care about them, whatever. I'm going to put this up on my whiskey channel. I'm sure very few people are going to click on it. But join me in the next video. That's going to be it for this batch of videos. That's 4. In the next set of videos, we will probably do these last 5 whiskeys, which are Green River, Barrel Proof, Wheated Bourbon, the Smoke Eye Hill Cask Strength, the Old Dominic Cask Strength, and the Sagamore 10, along with Anejo. So stay tuned for those. That'll be the next time that I make some videos here, probably in the next week or 2, and then we'll get those uploaded for your guys' enjoyment. So drop in the comments down below if you could, anything you have to say about Adictivo Tequila, or anything else for that matter. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.